Hi, this is Methling with Ancient Healings Around the World. I'm actually inside of an airport right now, as you can see. However, I'm not here to fly out, which is kind of ironic because why else would I be at an airport in Cambodia? Well, this video is going to be on focusing on solutions, not problems. That's right, solutions, not problems. Now, when you were in school and you took math class, you had a problem, but it really wasn't a problem per se, a problem, right? No. It was called a problem, but all we did was try to figure out what? The solution, the answer to the problem. In our life, we can't think of things as we go through different experiences that seem to be a problem as a problem. You just always have to focus on how to figure it out. A solution, just like a Rubik's Cube or a math problem. You're just trying to figure it out, getting through a maze, looking for the solution. That's all you have to do with every experience. Some of the experiences are great and it's fun to figure out solutions. Other experiences aren't so fun. And then we're looking for the solution, but it's all in how we perceive it. It's all in how we see things. Whether we see it as a problem or just figuring something out. All right? So the experience that happened to me here in Cambodia, all right, is, well, I got stolen from at Angkor Wat. My whole purse. I was actually doing a nice video there talking, praising Cambodia, praising Angkor Wat. I put my purse down, yes, for a minute, and it was swiped. I won't go into more details, but as soon as it happened, well, first I was in shock, all right? But I started to go into the mode of solution right away because that's pretty much how I operate in life. Solution, solution, solution. Don't focus on the problem. When you focus on a problem, well, it puts yourself in a victim space. Helpless, hopeless, defeated, stress, anger, frustration. Well, guess what? That's going to cause more of that. And that's not what you want to attract to yourself, do you? No. It's just going to snowball out of control into more difficult, well, situations or what we might call a problem. So if you're constantly focusing on the solution, you just treat it like you were trying to get through a maze or treat it like a math problem, like I said. So that's what I did. First I reported it, I saw the security, which actually they did nothing, which I was astonished by. But I have my own conclusions on how that purse got stolen within a minute of me walking away. In any event, I didn't have a passport, credit cards, or any money because that was all in my purse. You need a passport to get into Angkor Wat. So focusing on solutions, I did one step at a time. And then I felt myself painted in a corner. That's right, painted in the corner. I'm just grabbing my water bottle. Why? Well, because I was going through all the steps as I get on the escalator. And as I got to the Western Union, I had everything I needed. I had a copy of my passport, but they wouldn't release the money because I didn't have my original passport. So I didn't feel I was making progress. I didn't feel I had a solution. Even though I did everything possible to move forward, let go of the old, turn the page, because you can't keep on reading the same page over and over. Okay? You can't keep on looking at what just happened. You have to let it go and move forward. Turn the page. What do you have to do to move forward? All right? So I did that. Western Union would not release any money. Then I found myself in a situation where I had no money, no credit cards, no passport, and no driver's license for that matter. Because everything was what? In the purse. So, needless to say, I left Western Union trying to figure out another solution. And I talked to people on the streets. Anyways, the beautiful people of Cambodia, the one man on the street outside of a bank when the bank was closed, he gave me $10,000, which is ultimately, in US dollars, it's about $2.50. I couldn't take it. I just felt bad. I didn't want to take their money. But he insisted I take it, so I was provided for. Okay? I was just focusing on the good. I didn't let one bad apple spoil the bunch. So I didn't let this one incident, okay, of being robbed, okay, dictate how all the people in Cambodia are. No, I let that go. And then as I moved down the street, I just kept on trying to think about a solution. How am I going to get money without a passport? Okay? The people at Western Union, they wouldn't even pick up the phone and call the police. I already saw the police. I just didn't have the report. They didn't release the report until 12 hours out for whatever reason. So they wouldn't even pick up the phone to call them, so they would release my money because I already had it transferred. It was just there, in limbo. In any event, I go to another store, just kind of browsing, looking around. Actually, I started laughing at the situation. You see, instead of getting all upset about the whole situation, I just started asking myself, well, can it get any worse? And I thought to myself, yes, I could be kidnapped, I could be wounded, I could be in a car accident, I could die. All right, that didn't happen. And there's got to be a solution, because I'm sure many people around the world, when they're traveling, well, they either lose their things or they get stolen. It happens. Unfortunately, I'm always trying to focus on the good and trust, but as you could see, it happened to me. No big deal. Because why? Well, at this luggage store, on top of it, as I was telling him my story, not looking for sympathy, just expressing what happened, and no, I don't have any money right now, he gave me $10, 10 US dollars. That's right. Another Cambodian person gave me $10 to help me out, to provide, until that money was released to me, okay? Which, yes, it was released the next day because I went back to the police, received the report after 12 hours of the incident, went back to the Western Union, and the money was released. Everything's back on track. Why? Because I let go of the old. I kept on focusing on the solution. It's just a puzzle to figure out, people. Don't focus on problem, causes more stress, put you in a space of victim, helpless, hopeless, defeated, creating more stress and drama to yourself. You don't want that. Always taking it like a math problem. That's life. Having no judgments on what the experience is, and it becomes neutral, and it just becomes an experience, and we're trying to figure it out each step of the way in life, whether it's a good thing or a bad thing. And the only way we could depict whether it's good or bad is ultimately by how it feels, all right? You fall in love, it feels good, all right? You get robbed, it doesn't feel so good, does it? No, all right? But you just treat everything like you're trying to figure it out, like the Rubik's Cube, all right? And it shifts the whole perspective of everything. So I'm 5 days out from this whole incident, and I'm still unfolding and turning the pages one step at a time, getting to the solution. And I'm almost there. So I went to the US Embassy here in Cambodia, and we're processing a new passport. I canceled all my credit cards. I have money in my pocket. It also changed the entire direction of my trip. So where I was headed, well, I'm no longer headed there, to that country. I changed my compass. It shifted the direction of my path, which ultimately could have been the real direction that I should have been going, because I ultimately was getting signs to this next country. All right? I was singing songs, like I said in Australia, the video I did, magical messages in music, in mantras. I kept on singing this song, and it was bringing me to a certain country. However, I booked another country. I was also having different issues, all right? And it was bringing me to a certain country. However, I didn't book that country. Well, guess what? Now I've booked that country, and I canceled the other country. So it completely changed the direction of my compass. Maybe I wasn't listening in the first place to the signs, because I was so focused on my mission. But it's time for the next country, the next step, the new path, the new beginnings. And here I am at the airport, about to receive the release of my visa to get out of the country shortly. So always focus on solutions, never focus on the problem. All right? Everything is just something to be solved. That's all it is. Okay? Right now I'm just waiting here at the airport because the visa is across the street. So as you can see, up here at the airport, hanging out for a 2-hour wait, or actually 3-hour wait. But I just keep on laughing. That's right, I laugh along the way. I add humor. I always think, anything else? Or how much longer for this process? Another day, another day. It becomes a story, and it makes it more funny. It's actually funny to me. You have to add laughter to it. It diffuses the whole energy of frustration. It just diffuses it. And I was provided for. The angels, my guides, were looking out for me. People, random strangers, were giving to me. And also, may I mention, when I was at Angkor Wat, I was reporting this to a couple from Europe. heard my story as I was expressing it to the security people at Angkor Wat, they gave me money. They gave me money. So I get a little emotional because it's just always focusing on the good. And when you always focus on the good, that's what comes. Okay, I didn't ask for any money from any of these people. Nobody. I just expressed the story and I wasn't even thinking about that. And I kept on being provided for. So they gave me $8 at Angkor Wat, young couple. And because of that $8, well, it got me out of there in a tuk-tuk, got me back to the hostel. The hostel, well, they took me to the police. Free. And I had food for that day. And actually, may I add, the young man in the hostel room from Canada, he took me out to eat as well. I didn't ask for any of that. Provided for. Yes, it's emotional. Okay? But that's real. Okay? Being grateful. Always looking for the good. And don't let one bad apple spoil the bunch. How you see the country, how you see the people. Turn the page. Don't keep on rereading the page that isn't working. Turn it. And you could create the new magical outcome that you want by focusing on the solution. And maybe your path was meant to change and be redirected. And that's why maybe the relationship ended, or the divorce happened, or you got fired from that job. All right? So yes, I am grateful. And I count my gratitudes every time I eat anything. Every time somebody gave me something, I gave them a hug. And that $10 that the luggage place gave me, well, guess what I did with it? I did eat one meal, but then I took the $10 and I paid it forward. And I gave it to a lady at the market who was homeless. And it's funny because she was sleeping at the time, but I didn't know it. She was sitting up sleeping. And I went to give her the $10. Pay it forward, right? I realized she was sleeping. It's when you let go and you stop trying that things will come through. So she wasn't begging, she wasn't asking. And that's when the money came through to her. And I bent down, and I woke her up, and I gave her the $10. And let me tell you, that $10 at USD, that goes a long way here in Cambodia. That could almost feed her probably for 4 or 5 days with their currency and their markets. So pay it forward. Anytime you get something from somebody, just pay it forward to the next person. And I bought something at the luggage store. I went back and I bought a little something from the man as well. They all tried to help. Stay focused on the good in the world, and that will keep showing up. All right? Signing out, Sherry Methling with Ancient Healings around the world, here in Cambodia at the airport. Turn the page. Turn the page. When it's time to turn the page, keep on focusing on solutions. Focus on the solution and not the problem. Working together to make this world better. That's Sherry Methling with Ancient Healings around the world.